The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, I like that beat. Hey, and welcome back to the Smart Degenerates.
Squat.
Hey, we are going to be LA's top sports investors. Here to bring you everything sports, everything gambling. The show where we show you how to make money in the sports betting market. I'm your boy, Mike G21. You can follow me on IG. I got my boys with me, my name Jay Meso, and my boy Rashard 90302.
Hey.
How y'all feeling today, fellas?
Good, bro. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, every day above ground is a good one.
Man, can't complain.
Good. Okay, today is going to be, Thursday? What's today? 15th of August.
Yes, sir.
We got a good show for you guys today. We're going to talk about some MLB baseball. We got a couple hot teams going right now. Red Sox are picking up fire. Dodgers finally got a win after losing 5 in a row.
I think I was a good luck charm with that last night.
Hey, shout out. That's killer. We are also going to talk about some NBA. We got LeBron news, of course. Melo's now a Rocket. We're going to talk about that, see what that does for them. And then, of course, we got our Gambling 101 when we show you how to make some money and investing in the market. We're going to talk about this upcoming football season. Everyone's excited about that. And do you want to talk about some point shaving?
Oh, yeah, bro. We definitely got to get into some
point
shaving or potential point shaving because we don't want to put that jacket necessarily on anybody just yet. But we can't be naive and sit up here and act like that with the influx of gambling being legal and people just needing constantly – or people being in constant need of money. Like a lot of people can be swayed by that bag. So
Right.
We're going to touch on that.
Yeah. Gambling's legal now. We're going to see how it affects the people. So let's get into it. Oh, wait. Before we do that, we got to say one thing. We got to say R.I.P. Miss Aretha Franklin. Did she?
RESPECTRIP.
Yeah. Shout out. She lived a wonderful life. She did some great things for us musically here on this earth. And, may she rest well. For sure. So let's get into it.
Before we get into it, because last time we waited till like an hour into the show.
Right.
Why don't we thank our lovely host, Morris Media Studios?
Yeah. Shout out Morris Media. We are back for our second show here.
Powering us, giving us the platform.
Yeah. All of our followers, we like to say thank you. The audience here right now, shout out.
All three of y'all.
Hey, and we got to say follow us on IG at Smart Degenerates. Subscribe to the YouTube channels at Smart Degenerates. Follow us on Facebook as well. I'm sorry.
And follow our personal pages. You know, we can connect there too as well. I'm Rashard 90302.
I am Mike _Gross_21.
And Mace be having a lot of them.
You know what? Don't even follow me.
This week, what's your Instagram, man?
Smart Degenerates.
Smart Degenerates. That's us.
All right, now let's drop into it big time.
Let's do it, man. You know, MLB is they're past mid-season. You know,
All-Star game approaching, or did it pass?
No, All-Star game been passed.
We like 120 games into the season right now.
Yeah. All-Star game been passed, man. We are approaching playoffs. Was it September, October?
October is the playoffs, so we're almost at the end of the season. We're at 120. We got another, 20-something games.
40 games. Oh, they play 160?
162.
162. It's like 40, 42. Yeah.
Sorry, 42 games left to go.
Right. Okay. So let's talk some baseball.
Of the season left, right?
Let's talk some baseball. Yeah, it's a quarter of the season left. Let's get into it. Who's hot, who's not? Mace, I'm going to start with you. What you seeing out there?
All right, let's get into the who's hot and who's not, brought by Mace. The 3 hottest teams in the league right now, if you want to go last 10 of the season, or last 10 games, would be Cleveland. They're 9-1 over their last 10. Boston is 10 out of 11.
Okay.
And then I had one more that was 8-2. We got Cleveland. Cleveland is 8-2. St. Louis is 9-1, and then Boston is gone 10 out of 11.
Right, and now are you talking about wins or are you talking about covers?
Yeah. Where now we're talking just straight standings, who's hot, who's not. If you wanted to talk about from a gambler's perspective, we could save that for 101, but honestly, the Boston Red Sox are the team for all the money makers in the league and those of you who like to bet money line. Yankees were actually, well, we'll get back to it, but a couple weeks ago I talked about the Yankees losing Aaron Judge and how that was going to have an impact or something to watch for gamblers. They've actually done okay win-loss record-wise, but we'll talk about it more. The money side of it, though, they really lost you a lot of money as a gambler.
As far as covering is concerned?
As far as covering, or even if you were taking them strictly for money lines, right? So they went 7 out of 11 since August on their money line plays. I didn't do the numbers yet to incorporate the game today, but as of yesterday, they had won 7 out of the last 11, which, we talk about being over 50%, so that's cool. They're over 50%, those Yankees. But if you figure that their average money line is minus 200 or higher, just because they're a team everybody bets on, the 4 losses that they gave you, you would have lost, $800 betting them on the money line every game. Wherein the 7 wins, you would have won, betting the same, 200 a game, you would have won, I don't know, I can't do the math right now, it's the end of the day. But the whole point is, you would have lost more money.
Right.
So in layman's terms, if I was a novice gambler just getting into it and betting on baseball, would I hop on the Yankees or hop off right at this very moment?
I mean, I think those are a team you just avoid altogether just because they're good enough to score enough. They've been great on the overs. But again, when you look at the 7 wins that they had, again, if you're betting $100 a game at a minus 200 odd, you're going to win $50 off of every game. You would have won $350 off of those 7 games, but the 4 games they lost, you would have lost $800. So you're picking the right team, you're winning 7 out of 11, you're feeling good, and you're underwater.
Right. No, what I'm seeing with the Yankees is that with Judge out of the lineup, their bats aren't as hot. They're still scoring some runs, but not as many. I think they're really missing them right now, and also their pitching sucks. Like, they got good bats, but terrible pitching. Like,
so
what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
So the kid that came from Miami, he's not really holding it down as far as...
Well, no, he's
good. Stanton is doing good.
I mean, the problem with baseball is always going to be run production. And, just listen to some of the scores of the last few games. They had a 3-0 win over the Rays. Really, they only got 7 wins because they beat the White Sox 3 times. They beat the Rangers twice. So that gave them 5 wins against teams that are not playoff bound, that are basically trash.
Right.
Again, the White Sox have been a team that everybody can beat up on. They got wins against the White Sox, wins against the Rangers. They beat the Rays. Like, they're not beating the top of the league teams. So, and even still, they're winning games 7-0, 4-3. They won 7-3. They won 7-3, 5-3, 7-2. I mean, you're getting run production. Mm-hmm. It's just that they're inconsistent.
With all those scores you just ran off, it sounds like that's a lot of covering going on. You would think. Like, what were...
I just ran off the covers to you. They covered 7-0 win against the White Sox. They covered 7-3 against the White Sox. They covered 7-3 against the Red Sox. Lost 12-7. I mean, again, they're just kind of all over the place. Right. The overall point is whether you would have bet the money line or on the, and they only covered. They have 5 covers out of those 7 wins. So if you took all 11 games, they would have lost 6 of the cover. I mean, in either case, you're in bad shape. The only benefit of taking the run line is that you're minus 150, minus 130. The odds are a little better. Ultimately, I would stay off the Yankees, like I said.
Right. Speaking of teams to stay off, you were at that Dodger game last night, right?
Yeah, I was at the Dodger game. Actually, it was a nothing tight nip-tuck game until like the 7th, 8th inning. Then Dodgers just opened it up on them. But
yeah. So how did you feel like seeing them live? What's your take on them?
My take on the Dodgers, I like the bats. The pitching is always how it is. It's so-so during the regular season.
Was it Kershaw last night?
It was not Kershaw, though.
Who was on the mound? Ryu, right?
Yeah, I think Ryu was on the mound. Okay. But what I will say about the Dodgers is all going to hinge on kind of on Puig. Like, I seen him a couple of times just being live there, just get baited, like, on some just rookie mistake type stuff. Like, they really, like...
Well, Puig, he's a hothead. He doesn't... He's very bravado. So
yeah, he is, but I feel like, was this his 3rd, 4th year in the league?
Third.
But he doesn't have the same foundation that other players have.
He doesn't, but he's not the only person in the league that doesn't have the same foundation as other players, and those other players are not getting, like... It's one thing to get baited into something, but it's one thing to be like, bro, like, he's getting baited into stuff like a high schooler would get baited into, bro. Like, you could kind of script
Baseball needs it. They need passion. The Dodgers need that.
But the Dodgers don't need him getting eliminated because somebody was talking shit to him from the next team.
I mean, but they don't they don't suspend you like that in baseball. I mean, as long as you don't really throw a punch, a push and shoving match it's normal. Baseball actually needed it, like all these unwritten rules, and they don't want you to show no emotion. Like, I think it's whack, and that's why people don't watch baseball. They need more excitement. They need more trash talk. Right. They need more celebrations after home runs. Like, they want you to get a home run and don't look and don't showboat. Like, what do you mean? I'll be lit if I hit a home run. Hey, you gave up a home run, so what? You're bad.
And what set off the last argument for Puig? He wasn't even showboating.
Yeah, he was mad.
He swung and missed, threw the bat, caught the bat, and they just
Posey. He got up. He said. I think he said, "Get your ass back in the box," or he said something about along those lines, "Get in the box." And he was like, "Well, who you talking to, bro? I don't get in the box." And Posey, low-key tried to catch your fade. What do you think about that? I don't think he want no smoke with Puig.
He don't want no smoke.
I don't think he want no smoke with Puig.
But at the same time, Buster Posey is one of those white boys. It's not like just like that. So it's two alpha males. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
everybody can be tough with a full body.
True, and a mask on,
mask and a guard.
But going back to your question, Mike.
Yeah.
Dodgers, top to bottom, bats-wise, they have the depth. And glove-wise, they have the depth and obviously the bullpen. So I kind of expect them, especially seeing it live last night, to be back in the same position they were
Well, they just lost 5 in a row before last night getting that win. So they're actually in third place right now. So they need to pick it up if they want to.
But to be fair, you're probably going to.
They were hot. They were blazing, like best team in the league.
They're still 4 and 6 out of the last 10. So even with all of those losses,
they were scorching coming into that 5-game skid.
And they play in a tough division. That NL West, they got Arizona and Colorado, who both play well. They're only 2 games behind Colorado, though. So Arizona.
I think they're more of a team that's built for the offs, especially seeing how the baseball players are set up.
I will say this: right. I like a futures bet for them to win the pennant or go to the league. You need to not bet them though. As good as
it's on a day-to-day basis, don't bet them.
Or bet against them, unfortunately, because I love the Dodgers. That's my team.
Yeah.
They are very difficult to pinpoint where their runs are going to come from. It could be in the 8th. It could be in the 2nd. And, again, you have to really watch it and look at who they have on the mound.
Yeah.
Those bats can catch some fire later in a game. But if it's anybody but Kershaw and maybe Wood, you're really running the risk of being down 2-0.
What about Ryu? You don't like Ryu?
No, Ryu, he'll be hurt.
You like him, but you just can't trust him.
You
cannot trust him. When he's there, you can trust him, but as far as overall, you can't depend on him.
Dodgers' biggest nail is their run production is always bad, and their middle relief is not good.
Right.
So it's like a lot of things can happen between the end of the 6th to the beginning of the 9th that are just out of their control.
Right.
They still leave Kershaw in too long. Like his arm, he basically falls off after the 6th inning.
Yeah, I mean, you got to check him out. He be throwing that heat.
But there's a lot of pitchers that
throw that gas and
Kershaw,
they can make it to
I don't think Kershaw has a complete game left in his career. He's
not
going
he's older now.
He's 30.
But he's been pitching for a long time.
I'm just saying he's 30.
His arm is old. He's 30, but his arm is old,
Roger Clemens was out there like 42.
He was on that Sosa.
I mean, he was, but I mean,
he was in that report. He was in that report. He was the one who snitched, didn't he?
Nah, he didn't snitch. Roger Clemens ain't snitching.
Jose
Canseco was out there.
Oh, Jose Canseco.
Yeah. Just for the record, LeBron's been on a few reports too. We won't just go.
Man. Shannon Sharp call it vibranium.
Always end up on LeBron
because, bro, he's the most polarizing figure in sports.
That doesn't mean he's juicing.
He doesn't mean he's not juicing. Bro.
He spends like 1.2 a year, and
Alex Rodriguez is spending that too
because the juice costs right around 1.1, and then he spends another 100,000.
Like I said, Alex Rodriguez was spending around the same. Him and Barry Bonds.
No. LeBron is paying for trainers. He's paying for the nutritionist. He's paying for the cook. Yep. All that, man. He just takes care of himself. Like,
this is all allegedly. We just talking mess.
Yeah. I don't think Bronny's juicing, man.
I don't think so either.
He's just
I don't think Bronny's juicing all the time.
All the time? No.
Bron's clean.
Bron's absolutely clean.
Oh, man.
Okay,
now I'm actually wearing a LeBron jersey under my seersucker.
Hey, I do.
Shout out to the seersuckers of the world.
Seersucker. Hey, I do want that new LeBron. Matter of fact, I think I want that white one. The yellow one is nice, but it's like too yellow. It's like very yellow. I thought the Lakers colors was gold.
They are gold. They have a contract with Nike where they're making this weird yellow. They got one more year on it. If you are fans out there, you need to go out and vote against that go on Twitter and say Nike, go back to the
gold.
Forum gold.
Yeah.
Right.
The Forum gold is way better.
Forum gold with the purple letters and numbers, and we good.
Yeah. But that white one still is fire, and the yellow one is still fire
The
too.
white one's fire, and the Kobe one is fire. That Hollywood Knights Mamba, that like black leather.
Oh
kind of
yeah,
joint, that shit's fire.
That was fire. He had some shoes just dropped too. Those Dion's.
They're sick.
Them is sick, right? I need them LeBrons with the LeBron jersey. I think it's a nice little summer fit. You feel me?
What you think about LeBron wearing the Kobe's?
Paying homage,
pay respect, man. Still Kobe Town.
And that was like a little icebreaker, a little damage control, because you know they was out here damaging the murals. So you know LeBron's just.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel better about it.
What?
And wearing the Kobe's.
I do, that's like a peace offering. Like that set the tone. You know, let you know.
Olive branch.
Olive branch. I'm not trying to step. I'm trying to add to it. I'm not trying to cover up Kobe's legacy. You know.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, the thing is LeBron doesn't care. He's LeBron. He knows this is Kobe's town. He knows Kobe won 5 ships. He knows all of that. He's been watching.
We know
the whole time.
he knows that, but
it.
like certain things you do, how you carry yourself. A lot of naive people are people that ain't as in tune don't know. So a lot of people feel like he's coming to try to take over. Just
Nah. You know why people feel like that?
Why?
Because he just takes over wherever he goes. So he's the best player in the league. So of course you have to feel like that. You have to be. You have to feel threatened when LeBron gets here because now it's his town.
But it's not when you come to this town.
Well, yeah, this is LA. This town is split so many ways.
Hold your horses, big dog.
But hey, okay. So let's say it like this: it's Kobe's town, but hey, LeBron is here, and Kobe knows he's here. Everybody knows he's here. You know, like.
But see, this is not no typical town. Like this is not really.
Yeah, this is LA.
You're not even here until you put a banner up, bro.
Yeah. Until you win a ship, then it's not your town. But LeBron's gonna be the man wherever he goes. He's here. He's gonna make so much money in Hollywood acting. But he's got movies in production.
Until that banner gets hung, every mural that gets put up will be defaced. Not saying that that's a good thing, or not saying that that's a pro to the city, but
the last mural was nice though.
It was.
I was not feeling the first one, but the second one, him looking up at the.
No matter how pristine, how good it
looks,
looks, until LeBron solidifies something in here as far as winning or a banner or a deep playoff run, the murals are going to be continuing to get defaced, and that's just what it is. Like we respect.
I mean, I think that's just the people being biased to Kobe. And
see, that's what I'm saying. People tend to think it's a Kobe thing. A lot of people, a lot of Laker fans don't care who comes through the organization because it's all about the Lakers. Shaq, Kobe, Magic, Worthy, all of them. It's about the Lakers, not necessarily. So, what have you done for us lately, bro?
Nothing.
Not at all.
Hey, well, but I mean, I'm Bron. I showed up, so I'm here now.
I'll tell you what my biggest fear is of the whole LeBron on the Lakers thing.
What is that?
It's not the time spent with him on the Lakers. It's like I don't want to go back into a 5-year we're terrible period. I don't want to go 2 incredible years with LeBron.
4, minimum 4.
Okay, unless he retires, gets traded, they'd make some weird deal out. You never know.
They won't do that.
But I think by the time LeBron gets to the back end of the contract, Kuzma, Lonzo, everybody's going to be. They're going to be.
They're going to be here.
They're going to be here.
If they're gone next year for a blockbuster trade with Kyrie, look, as long as they don't sell out, as long as they don't turn into Cleveland, that's all I really care about.
So you wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie came.
No, Kyrie's not coming.
Kyrie's going to the Knicks.
Listen, I think that Kyrie has no problem playing with LeBron. I think Kyrie didn't like that he could have got traded and that LeBron wasn't trying to commit to being there. I think there were just some things in that Cleveland situation. And also, if Kyrie stays in Cleveland, LeBron can't leave and come to the Lakers. So everything has to go a certain way. If he already maybe he told Kyrie, "Hey, bro, I'm going to the Lakers. Just between me and you, I'm going to go to the Lakers." So Kyrie said, "All right."
All right, okay.
That's just something to consider.
Something to consider.
That's a good theory.
Well, since we're talking about basketball, let's go over some odds. So currently we have Warriors as a favorite to win it all next year, minus 170, followed by Boston plus 600, followed by the Rockets plus 1,000, followed by the Lakers plus 1,800. So I would say what Vegas is trying to say is the Warriors are going to win championship again, and the Lakers have no shot.
And the Lakers will be the 3rd seed in the West, basically.
You know what's crazy?
3rd seed, yeah.
I mean, not that I don't want to kick us out of basketball, but it's crazy that the Warriors, we took minus 170.
Yeah.
The best football team right now for odds is minus 700 or plus 700.
Plus 650 Patriots.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, but because
it's 32, 31 teams, same shit.
Well, because you got to look at the sports, though. Football is way different from basketball in the sense that people get hurt. Patriots can have Tom Brady get hurt.
Boogie is hurt right now.
Okay, but they still got KD and Steph and Clay and Draymond.
Yeah.
So it's like basketball. It's fewer players. It's 5-on-5 as opposed to 22-on-22. You know, you lose your best player in football, then your whole team. A-Rod goes down. That changes Packers. Rodgers goes down. I mean,
Zeke suspended.
Zeke, yeah, like all that changes. One player can mess up the whole ship in football. Basketball's easy. You got LeBron, you go into the playoffs. Like, he's that
so
good.
if LeBron gets hurt, though, what happens?
Oh, then these guys are going to drop tremendously. But it's harder to get hurt in basketball than football. Football, guaranteed, 2 people probably going to get hurt in the game. 2 people at least are going to get hurt. So it's like, of course the odds going to be like that. And plus, it's like it's so hard to win a Super Bowl. Football is way more unpredictable than basketball.
A lot more parity, as they say.
Right. Okay. So how you guys feel about Melo moving on to the Rockets?
I mean, I feel like it's a year too late. I feel like this is what they were trying to do last year, and that's why he ended up in OKC, because they couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like a lateral movement for the Rockets because they gave up Trevor Ariza. They gave up Mbamute.
Shout out, Trev.
Shout out TA. That was the 2 big 3-and-D guys that were versatile and was kind of glue guys for the team. And Melo, at this point in his career, is just an offensive dude.
Right.
He didn't really show a lot in big minutes with OKC. And he didn't really show a lot with Mike D'Antoni.
But he's still Melo, though.
And
He's not. Hold on.
It's
now,
all relative.
hold on. I'm glad Mike G said that.
Still Melo.
He's not Melo. He's Carmelo at this point.
Bro, he averaged 16 points a year. I mean, 16 points a game last year.
We're better than this. We are better than this. We know the real statistics. You know that he's not getting the shots he was getting in New York.
But
so if I'm taking 25 shots a game, and now you made me take 10 shots a game.
Looking at that out of
and he
shape
still averaged
dude
16 points.
And I got to play with Russell Westbrook.
He averaged 16 points last year. Houston can use 16 points.
I'm not here to speculate as to why he's not Melo no more. It could be the divorce. It could be.
He is Melo.
It's age. It's only age.
I don't know.
Melo's only 32, 33. He's not exactly like 35.
No, he's Melo's.
Melo graduated 2002 from high school.
Yeah, so
Melo's
that'll make him like 34.
He's around that LeBron age. He's 34, 30 going on. He's probably 35.
LeBron is our age. LeBron's 33.
No,
Melo's older.
LeBron was a year older
than us. 34. He's a year older than us.
And Melo's older than LeBron.
And
now LeBron's the same age as Melo.
So 33, 34.
Exactly.
33, 34.
It's not exactly.
That's old in basketball
the
years.
difference is he did an extra year because he went to college compared to LeBron. So they came in the league the same year. They've been in the league the same amount of years.
Basically, LeBron was supposed to be a year. But LeBron stayed back a year.
I mean, I would just argue that if this last year, if Melo doesn't get traded to OKC, he would still have scored 22 to 24 points a game.
All I'm simply saying,
offensively, he's still one of the best in the game.
He is, but the way the league is now, where you got to shoot more threes, Melo is like a mid-range bully post.
How do y'all want the third player on a team to score 27 points? How is that going to happen?
I'm not even looking at stats. I'm looking at Melo up like he's out of shape.
Well, why do you say that? You don't think it's just
I sat there and watched him, bro. Like I was saying, it was because he's with Westbrook and Paul George. But as I'm watching the game, Melo's not in shape. Melo's not a consistent or not even a good enough 3-point shooter. Melo's game always been from the free throw line in, and the league is not there no more.
The league is going back there, though.
Melo could hit the 3. Melo could hit the 3.
That's why Magic Johnson put together the Lakers that way, because we're going back to big boy basketball. That's the only way you're going to beat the Warriors. Maybe it's not this year, but the league is going to find a way to get physical.
So riddle me this: what do y'all see with Melo in Houston as opposed to Melo in OKC?
I see they got 58
I
games.
think
it's not because it's not Melo's fault. They're not constructed. I blame CP3 and Harden.
I don't. I think they should have stood pat, kept Trevor, kept Mbamute, re-signed Capella. They had Golden State down. They just mentally right here boofed it.
It's a lot of teams out there that had Golden State down that boofed it.
A lot of teams don't miss 27 threes in a row. Maybe,
like that was a bad game for them.
That was just a bad game.
You get tired. It's 7 games trying to beat
that. Was a bad game and bad coaching because at some point, if we missing 15 in a row, we wouldn't even miss the next 12 because we switching up. We gonna dump it inside.
Yes, you gotta dance with who brought you here.
Amen.
You brought her. Dance with her.
If she start talking to another dude over the course of the night, I'm dancing with somebody else.
Okay, but it's like,
hey, dancing with somebody else.
For you to go a different route, you need a different coach. D'Antoni only knows one way.
Hey, I think the Rockets are going to be great, man. I think they're still going to win 55 plus games.
Where will they finish seeding wise? Are they going to be?
I think they're going to be second in the West. Second in the West. You got Harden, CP3, and Melo, bro. That's buckets.
And Capella.
That's buckets. That's mad buckets. And D'Antoni's offense, so they're going to be running and gunning. Mad threes going up. Melo going to get to just be Melo. I think. And he's coming off the bench. He's going to come off the bench which means he's going to be out there with the second team.
I don't
with
think
the
he's
second
going to come off the bench because they don't have nobody better. Like, who do
It's
we
not
start?
about better. It's
about
the
might
balance
as
of
well.
the
You
team.
might as well come run the second unit, shoot all the shots you want on the
We already
second
got
unit.
Chris Paul
Yeah,
and Harden to score.
yeah.
We need someone who's going to play defense in this lineup. And then Melo, when you come in, you're still going to run with Chris Paul. Maybe I'm going to sit Harden after the minute 8, but it's still going to be Melo, Chris Paul, Capella, and then 2 people off the bench.
All I'm simply saying is we got the clip of Melo
All
saying
I'm simply saying.
they asked him to come off the bench and he gave him the side eye. Like, who, me?
Well, let's look at the odds. They have Houston Rockets plus 1,000 to win the championship. Let's look at.
I mean, they would be the
Season
next
wins.
best team if Golden State has one of those guys get injured.
I like Boston over Houston.
Houston Rockets season win total 56. How you feel about that? Over under.
I'd say slightly under 55, 54,
So you
something
say
like
under.
that.
What do you say? 56 wins.
That's probably right on the money. They'll be right in there somewhere.
56. Wow. Okay.
Only reason-
What about Golden State? 63.5. Wow.
If
That's
they
a lot
push
of
that
wins.
hard.
Yeah, see, with Golden State, that's tricky because you don't know. They're so deep, so talented, they could go on cruise control, still end up number 1 seed, still end up at like 60 wins. But if I was betting on it, I would just have to say over. I don't see that team
If I
losing.
remember, all the teams that end up three-peating don't go in as the 1 seed in that third year.
That's what I'm
Golden
saying. They're gonna
State
be
is for
start
sure
coasting.
going in as the 1 seed.
Maybe
are.
not.
They
Because
are.
they wasn't the 1 seed last year. So why are you going to say for sure this year?
Who was the 1 seed last year?
Houston.
Oh yeah, they did.
Because again, it's not
But I
about
was-
winning all the games. You have to be able to know you can win on anybody's court.
All right,
Houston
and that's what I'm saying. They're gonna be
Game
resting
6 and
people,
7,
taking games
gotcha.
off. They don't even care about the regular season no more. Especially since they've been winning championships, they feel like they got their regimen. They know what to do. We not pressed to win 70 games, 65 games no more. It's all about being healthy.
Right. Okay. Okay. What
And
about
then the West is loaded too. We can't add that. Everybody's coming from the East over, like not necessarily just LeBron, but a lot of the Western Conference teams. That doesn't mean they're gonna beat Golden State, but a lot of teams did get better in the West.
I think everybody made lateral moves. Who actually got better in the West outside of Golden State and Lakers? Those are the only 2 teams that got better.
I think the Spurs are better.
Yeah, with
Spurs got
DeRozan,
better. Okay, I'll give
like
you
them,
that.
but-
Spurs
Well,
got better.
They're better from the sense that
They're
Kawhi
more-
Leonard didn't play last year. So they're better overall to have DeRozan and Rudy Gay and LaMarcus Aldridge. And they got rid of Tony Parker's. He's washed. So, like, I think
Yeah.
the Spurs are going to be still
Let's
formidable.
see. Let's see where the Spurs are. The Spurs, 45 wins.
Even the weak teams got a little bit better. Like the
45
Suns are
wins.
going to be decent. They're not going
I
to win.
mean-
They probably win 35 games, but they're
yeah.
going to be tough. I'm not
Who's
going
going to win 35 games? The Suns?
Yeah.
The Suns, yeah.
No, I don't think that. That's way too many for them.
Way
Crazy,
too
bro.
many? What do you
They got Tyson
Over,
Chandler,
under,
Trent-
29 and a half.
You take the over.
Take the over. Devin Booker, Trevor. Tyson
Under,
Chandler.
they're the Suns, bro.
Bro, they are the
No, but
35
they-
games
no,
is
you
not
gotta-
good.
they
but
have
they
some
gonna,
good
you're
players
Man,
in
you
this
guys are crazy,
This
bro.
is-
The
they are-
Suns weak.
No, bro. They
The
got,
West is loaded. The Suns
Bro,
are
if
weak.
you
They're
win
gonna win
35 games,
games.
you're still weak, bro.
they're right there with lockstep talent wise with the Lakers. They got
No,
the-
they're not.
minus LeBron. They don't have, like they're the Lakers
Yeah,
without
bro,
LeBron.
they got
Never
Devin
mind.
Booker. He's the killer.
Yeah.
They got Josh Jackson, the rookie last year, who didn't do that good.
Never mind the number 1 pick in the draft.
Okay.
Okay,
number
and so
one pick
he's
draft this
he's
year.
an unknown. We don't know what he's
He's
going to
not
be.
a-
Oh no, we know. We do.
No, we don't. We don't.
Yes, we do.
We
We're
think we know.
monster.
We think we know.
He's gonna
Hey,
help. He's gonna help.
Kwame Brown went number 1, didn't he?
Nah, he didn't, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah.
ain't no Kwame
He
Brown.
ain't that.
but
You
That's
that's-
why he
know,
wants to play summer league. He's not that.
Man, all right,
Kwame
man.
couldn't even catch.
Hey, man. All I'm saying is he's a rookie. He's unknown.
I like that over 29 games.
But
I don't.
But it's not just him. They also got Justin Jackson last year.
Yeah.
He's nice.
He didn't kill. He didn't kill.
They don't got to kill. I didn't say they was going to play. I said they're going to win 35 games.
I'm saying under 35 for sure. The Vegas got him at 29. How you gonna give him an extra 7 games, extra 6 games?
I'm going to give him an extra 6 games.
No
That's-
way,
that's
bro.
why you
Then,
take
hey,
the
I
bet.
would advise you to go to
So
Vegas right now and bet the over on Phoenix.
I'm going to take
That
the
seems
over.
like a good bet.
No,
I
it doesn't. Y'all tripping. Let me see how many games Phoenix won last year. Yeah.
Bro,
Y'all tripping,
they were not the
bro.
same.
They
team,
picked
bro.
up some players this year to go along with what they had. So even if they only
They
won,
did pick up TA. I'll give
Yeah.
you that. They
The
picked
number-
up. I
he's the
forgot
number
about.
one draft pick.
First of all, is Trevor Ariza not the best player out of Westchester?
Yes.
Name me a player better than Trevor Ariza out of Westchester High School.
Out of Westchester, nah. I'm gonna go Trev and LB. Man, they're the best Westchester players I know. Big Red. That's a yeah. LB to me.
Well, had the best career.
But Trev had a better
Better
career
career
than LB.
than LB.
But LB's still out there.
is legend. LB's
He is a
legend.
legend. I'll give you
And fucking Big Red too. We had some hoopers come out.
So he went there for a reason. He knows something we don't know.
I mean, it's
he went there for the bag.
Why he went there?
He went there for the bag, bro. They Houston wasn't trying to cash him out. Phoenix cashed him out.
Said we got $15 million for 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Trev, I would do it too.
I got to Siberia for $15 million for 1 year.
He's got a ring. He's played with the Lakers. He's just trying to. Hey, I'm just trying to pick up some bags before I get out of here.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, hold on, wait. I'm not done with you guys on this Phoenix.
They still have Brandon Knight and Tyson Chandler and Marquise Chris. Like, you are tripping, bro. TJ Warren. They have some players. I'm not saying they're going to be.
They got enough to get
beaters.
30 wins.
Don't forget, bro. We're a gambling podcast. So do I think they're going to cover a lot of those losses? I do.
Yeah, they're going to have inflated spreads because.
So all I care about is the money. I don't give a fuck what happens. I'm not.
Yeah, no. I feel you on that. 100%. But all I'm saying is. They're not going to win 35 games, bro. They were the worst team in the league last year, bro. Are you kidding me? Just
you
because
act like 35 games is 50 games.
In the West, it is, bro. In the West, it is. Are you kidding me?
41 games.
Next episode, we'll do a deep dive on the worst teams and their schedules this year.
Let's look at it, bro.
Because the Lakers won 30-something games last year, so I think Phoenix is that good. They could do that.
They won 21. They won 21 and 61 last year.
So you don't think they could win 10 more games?
So you think Trevor Ariza and the rookie is worth 14 games?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I do.
I think Trevor's worth 4 games. The rookie's worth 4 games.
So that's
they win 30. They win 30 games,
and they still cover.
That means you match what Vegas said.
No, Vegas said 29.
Yeah, 28. I said 28 games.
29. You just said that they're going to win 8.
8 to 21 is 29, and over under is 29 and a half. So that's still under.
Bro, they're gonna win 30 plus games. Put it like that.
Okay, then hey, go take the over. Then
I might take that.
Go take the over, bro. Good luck with that, man. Your best bet, your best NBA future bet right now to me is gonna be Lakers 49 and a half. I say over.
That sounds like it's dropping. Wasn't it 51 or something?
It's been fluctuating. It went from it did open at 50, went down to 58, and now it's back up to 49 and a half. So it's fluctuating.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Lakers winning 50 games easy.
50 games, right? They won 35 last year, and LeBron's won 15. So I give them 50. I give Lakers 53 games. I give Lakers 53 games.
That sounds solid. Everybody healthy. I see 53. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody healthy. I see 53 games. Perfect. Okay, let's get into some football. We got NFL preseason, man. How y'all feeling about this preseason?
Wishing it would be over so we can get to the real action.
Yeah.
You be amped about the preseason football and football being on its way until you actually see the games, and then after the first quarter, it's like, bro, what am I really watching?
Okay. Yeah. No, but preseason though, I think it's great, man. I think we have to pay attention to the preseason. I saw like today I gave out to the followers Green Bay first half. Easy banger. We're 1-0 right now. Hey, we're 1-0 on the page.
Simple.
Hey, we're 1-0. Hey, Rodgers.
And it goes back to what you said last week. I mean, if some of these good teams, that first quarter, first half plays.
First half, bro. Starters are in. Starters are in there. Mm-hmm. So let's get into that. Let's get into Gambling 101. Football season is here. Let's get into some do's and don'ts and how we can grow the bankroll. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for Gambling 101.
Squad.
Thank you. Welcome back, Degenerates. Okay, so now we're going to get into our gambling 101. This is where we talk about how to grow your bankroll in the sports market, how to invest your money right, how to stay disciplined, how to start with a bankroll, and also how to track your results. So that's our 3 principles: discipline, bankroll, results. Again, discipline, bankroll, results. So we're going to get into it right now, do's and don'ts on this upcoming NFL season. I'm going to start with you, Rachel. What are some of your do's and don'ts?
Really quick.
What, go ahead.
I just want to cut in, because we said we were going to talk about Boston. I just want to talk about the heater that they're on, because gamblers probably need to start chasing them real quick.
Okay.
Well, they should have been chasing Boston all year.
Hey,
if you haven't been on Boston, then hey, it sucks to be you. It sucks to be you, because I know Boston. Boston is the favorite to win the World Series. I know that for sure.
They got to be, but they're a moneymaker at this point, and you need to ride them if you're considering it. Just because, again, I told you 10 out of 11, they went on like they were just on a 6-game winning streak, lost one, jumped right back in the win column. They have covered 6 out of 11, and they've done a nice job of great pitching, coupled with enough hitting.
Right. Okay.
You know, they beat the Yankees 4-1. Yankees 4-1, beat the Blue Jays 10-7, 10-5, 8-5, 19-12, 5-0, 6-4, 4-1. Those are all covers.
Right.
Those are all beating the 1.5 run line.
Yeah.
You would have made good money on money line or run line or both.
Yeah.
So Boston is the play right now if you were just dropping into the baseball.
If you're going to go next 2 weeks, I say you stay on Boston. Until they go otherwise, you got to stay on them.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my bad. I decided to get that off.
No, don't say we didn't tell y'all nothing. If that's the case.
never. It's never your bad, man. Never your bad. But back to football. So what we're gonna get into today is some of the do's and don'ts. You know, a lot of you are anxious for football season. You're betting on preseason. You can't wait for the season to start, college as well as NFL. So, you know, we've been gambling for at least 10 or more years. So we just want to go over some of the do's and don'ts. You know, your average player falls into, the traps they fall into, and how people pretty much lose on a week-to-week basis or season basis. So starting with you, Rachel, tell me, what are some of your do's and don'ts that you want to give to the people on this upcoming football season?
Number one, I would say don't be married to one team in particular.
Okay, and by that, I would say he's saying your team. Okay, just because you got a favorite team doesn't mean you bet on them every week. You know, this is gambling. This is business, not personal. That means take your emotion out of it. You know, I'm a Titans fan. Tighten up, squad. But if the opportunity presents itself, I will definitely bet against the Titans. You know, we're not going to win every game. We're not going to cover every game. You know, so you can't bet with your emotions. That will get you cracked. So I agree with you 100% on that. What about you, Mace? What's
take the Niners every game if you can.
Nah.
That's my best advice. But same thing. Don't be married to a team. I would say don't get caught up in Sunday Fun Day where you're looking at it's 12 games today.
Yeah.
You call your boys.
Yeah.
You buy a bottle at 10 a.m. and y'all just drink all day watching the games. You got to know all week who you're going to bet on.
Yeah.
Bet that team. And then watch the rest of the football if you want to. Also, watch the football for a reason. Be present. I'm watching it to see how this quarterback does against a 3-4 defense.
There you go, man.
So that in week 4, when he goes up against the best 3-4 defense in the league, I know when I should take the under.
Right.
I know how many completions this quarterback can expect on this team.
Right.
I know they're going to hit the flats, or I know they're going to. You have to know what they can produce.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is do your homework.
Do your homework, and let me piggyback off that. As far as the homework, as far as sports betting is concerned, this is a genre or a field where the information is constantly in your face and your phone.
Right, it's
ESPN,
there.
24
you got to
hours
use
a day.
it. The information is
So
there.
it's no excuse for you to not be prepared as far as not knowing the matchups, the lineups, the weather conditions, who's refereing the games, and so on and so forth. The information is there. It's 24 hours in a day. If you can't take 30 to 45 minutes out of 24 hours to study up and get right, then...
But see, let me go back to the principles, because that's all discipline. You have to be disciplined and know that you shouldn't bet on a game that you haven't researched. Just because the game's on TV, it's Monday Night Football, and you just want to put in a bet just to watch the game and make it exciting, you're going to lose most of the time that way. You have to really do your research. If it's not a good matchup, if it's not something, it's not one of your niches, you got to leave it alone. Just because the game's on TV.
You can't have a fluid conversation about the two teams in the game. You don't need to be betting on it.
Yeah.
That was a key word you use, niches.
Yeah.
And you need to know your niche because that really is another way of saying you have to have a narrative to yourself of why you're betting on a team.
Well, yeah.
Don't listen to what ESPN tells you. Look at them, watch the stats. But in reality, you, like I always tell you about the whole GS second half bet. You have to find the pattern that you think, and then you have to track it so you can say and get away from, hey, I take them, they be hidden.
Right.
Because they don't be hidden. They lose 48%. You need to know if your pick is the right pick over time.
I got another do or don't, whatever it falls under. Yeah. Don't be married to what the analysts on these networks say, bro. These people are human beings just like you. I don't care if he's a Hall of Famer, All Pro. What do your eyes tell you? What does what you saw for the last 3 hours tell you? Because these people can play the game, but they don't got. Some of them don't have perspective. Some of them outlook on sports.
No. I was just gonna say, not to cut you off, but you could pick your own losers. Is the term I think you're looking for, and I'm a firm believer that ESPN is in on it. So a lot of times, if you sit up and you watch ESPN all day, they will press one issue. Oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is out. They'll talk about it all day.
Talk about an injury
all day,
happens, right?
And then the Packers are cover.
There's a producer off camera who says, here's the topics. They flip a coin and they say, are you for or against the Packers today?
Sometimes they tell you what you're going to be for so you can argue and debate against it.
You're going to go against, I'm going to go for it, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
But sometimes they do push a narrative all day that such and such is out, or this team can't win in this building. They'll say that all day, and then they go get their first win in that building. So it's like you really have to do your own research
and trust what you see.
Watch your own film, and then you make your own decision, make your own pick, because you can pick your own losers.
And stay away from those televised games.
I mean, I believe you. I believe yes and no on that because
we're going to do some research on the numbers of those. So they're waiting for you to watch Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
you're not going to go bet on the Browns game, even though that's the one you need to bet on because that's the one that's going to be minus 120. You'd rather sink your money into Dallas and then get caught up chasing a live bet or a second half bet.
Yeah,
but that's the game they're going to fix.
Yeah,
they're not fixing the game against the Baltimore Ravens and the Browns.
Right
in December.
Right.
That's just going to go how it goes.
You just said a key word right there. You said fix. You said fix. So that could segue us into our next component of the conversation. So would you say yes or no that Vegas sometimes or outcome sometimes is determined on where the money lies? More money?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think it's an impact, it's an element, but I'm of the belief everybody involved in the industry knows the line.
Yeah.
So whether or not I believe that they're trying to lose by 13, no. I believe it's like a bet amongst friends. I bet I can beat you by 14 points. Nah, you can't beat us by 14. They think they're not. We're gonna do whatever it takes. Y'all not finna beat us by 14.
Right.
The rest of us just join in on that back and forth.
Nah, but you know what's crazy though is I feel, and I actually know sometimes that if I think it's a lot of money on either side, on whichever side the most money's on, sometimes calls go weird, right? Wouldn't you agree sometimes?
Definitely calls go. I don't even say weird. Calls go blatantly uncalled or called, and you know that it was bullshit because you're sitting there watching it, but you don't understand what's transpiring, or you don't understand what you're watching unless you kind of know. Like some foul calls are just obvious. Some non-foul calls are out of bounds calls. It's just, come on, it's like you're not crazy, you're not dumb in what you're watching. It's like it's something going on behind the scenes we may never know, but a lot of stuff is too much to be a coincidence in certain cases with sports.
Right. So you would agree also that some games are fixed?
I wouldn't say necessarily fixed, but manipulated to sway what's going on at the particular time. Because like in football, you can't script a football game. You can't script a tip pass, a fumble, a sack, and all that. But at a certain point, if it's 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter and the game's going a certain way, these headphones are not in these helmets or not in these coaches' ears for no reason. It is not just to call plays. It's something higher than us that's going on. Like, Do you think they didn't give Marshawn Lynch the ball in the Super Bowl on the 1 yard line when everybody, a 5-year-old could have told you to get a ball to Marshawn Lynch? But who made that call for Russell Wilson?
Okay, well, I don't know if that's related to the spread.
I think that was just Coach Pete trying to do too much, man. You still
what
owe
I'm
me
saying?
money for that, Coach Pete.
Coach Pete trying to do too much.
Coach Pete, when I see you, you owe me a little back, man. I lost a bag on that,
my opinion would be, even though we act like it's all random, I think if we did a little more numbers and research, there is a controlled amount of variables. So we look at it as gamblers and fans
but that's the refs, though. I think in a lot of cases, the refs, that's the only person who could really control a game.
And think about what the computer is spitting out. Like, it's going to look at all the different probable situations that could happen. Maybe there are 10,000 different possible outcomes and scenarios that can lead up to this number. And one of these 10,000 things is going to happen. But 12,000 things can't happen, so therefore, that's how it gets so good at predicting the numbers, because they start bringing in all of the research. What did the Browns average on offense in November? This team's playing in the snow for 4 of the 12 or 16 games. So you have to look at the things that we have to it's about your perception. You know, our brains are wired to recognize patterns. You're only going to know the patterns that you've been exposed to. You can't recognize a pattern that you haven't learned about yet. So you just don't know to check for the number of snow games and how that quarterback's done in snow games for his life. You don't know, if this ref has a bias against this player or not. So if you're not ever looking for that, then you're not betting based on the refs, when really maybe the refs is the better thing to manage.
And that's what me and Mike had a conversation earlier in the week about that. It's not just weather conditions, home, road, matchups. We now have to, you should have been, if you weren't already, you have to factor in when betting who's refereeing the games, because that can change the outcome of a game in more ways than you know.
That's the one
especially if you have the heads up on that.
The referee, man, and especially in basketball, some refs call fouls more than others.
And it's not even a bias towards certain teams. Certain people, like I said, going back to perspective, certain refs will let you play, like he said. Certain refs will call ticky-tack fouls. That's not cheating or manipulating the game. That's just their style of refereeing, like players have style of game. So if you know that...
I think Tim Donaghy said that. You remember back in 2007?
He definitely said that when he was on his snitching tour.
Hey, Tim Donaghy was so involved. He got paid to fix the games, So, he's already confessed to refs, being involved, taking money. But I don't think it'll be more.
One last point I would just add real quick is that you have to know how to categorize the teams. And that's why I made the point about being a narrative. You have to be able to start saying buckets for these teams and then bet them in certain scenarios.
Right.
Because that's how you keep it as more of an investment. That's how you start to look at characteristics of how a team performs. Are they a first half team or are they a second half team? If they're a second half team, then stop betting them on the first half. If they're a full game, you just never know. Like, there are teams that should be off your list. You should be able to say, I will never bet on these 8 teams.
No.
I get what you're
saying. Like the Wizards basketball, I cannot trust the Washington Wizards.
Right. Like, they're going to cover. They're going to do this, but you got to know. I personally don't have a gift for their team, so let it be. Yeah. You can't be on that board looking at everything, just trying to figure out this odd, that odd. I lost 100 today, so I got to make this. Sometimes the best thing you can do with your bookie is eat your loss and not dig a bigger hole.
Right.
Lose 200 this week, don't lose 800.
I say even beyond that, put the money up front. Don't have a credit line.
Of course.
The credit line is the quickest way to dig yourself into a hole.
Right. Well, I think that's our time today, fellas. We're going to wrap it up here. Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Stack that bankroll. I mean, we are getting into that part of the year where baseball, football, and basketball and hockey collide. So it's going to be a lot going on in about a month and a half or so. So just make sure that bankroll is stacked.
Bankroll.
And you're not setting yourself
football
back
season.
Because they're gambling.
Yep, football season is here. I want to say again, the bankroll is so important. Make sure you're tracking your results. Make sure you're staying disciplined and taking plays only you know. If you don't know how to pick, follow us. We do post picks on our IG at Smart Degenerates. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're putting out videos every week during the season.
Gambling 101s.
Yes, we have plenty of gambling 101s already up. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel at Smart Degenerates. on IG at Smart Degenerates. You can follow me personally, Mike_Gross_21. DM us, if you need some info, you need some information, how should you bet this season, how to take it. And we'll definitely gladly show you the way to bet, how to manage your bankroll, how to grow your bankroll. And that I want to say, again, thanks for tuning in, Mace. Take us
out. Bye.